All right. Hey, everybody. It's I Ain't Trying to Be Funny, but with Keita and
The one
Kim.
and only.
What you got
What's
going on,
going
Kim?
on?
What's going on?
Not a thing, not a thing, not a thing, not a thing. Except for the fact that you wanted to start early in the middle of my steak dinner.
Whatever. Whatever. This is more important. You sent me
You
that
must
video.
have
What's
something
more
juicy.
important? Food or what would
Sex.
you give up? Food or sex?
I think that's already answered for me.
Well, you say just because you ate a steak. No, you just ate a steak. I know what you're. No, I'm just kidding. No,
No,
but
one of my friends said, I sent that to a couple of people, and one of them said, sex, I got a rose, I'm good.
a rose.
Rose. The sex toy, Rose? The Rose
Oh,
sex toy?
yeah.
Yeah. I sent it to a couple of people. Yeah. The
That is
answers
just
have
like
been amazing.
the answers are pretty funny.
Yeah.
People were like seriously considered it, like, wait, and thinking about it logically, but wait, but you need food to die. Oh, but you could live on water. I was just like, y'all are terrible. We be out here eating grass. They be finding new stuff to eat. They said give
Right.
up food. They didn't say give up eating. I'll be eating
Right.
dirt, sand. Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
Right.
All right. So
Exactly.
this week we're going to talk about the latest episode of Ready to Love, where they meet the exes. And
This
then
episode was hilarious.
we're going to jump right on into this outrage comedy
Selective
special by
outrage.
Chris Rock. So, all right. So go ahead. What you got for us with Ready to Love?
This episode was hilarious because, of course, every time they do this, I always think of which ex I would invite. Um, and really, to be honest with you, I only like an actual boyfriend, not friends with benefits. I only really talked to one ex-boyfriend. So, and I wouldn't care if he came or not, because we haven't dated in 3,756 years. So it doesn't really matter what you
But
say.
would that not be a red flag though to somebody
What?
you dating that you can't go back? Like if you haven't been in a relationship for 20 years, why do you need to go back 20 years to find an ex?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't talk to the, I don't know where they are. I have
Yeah.
no contact with them. And because there are no kids involved,
Yeah. I believe
why
you earned the title X. You know what I'm saying? Like you did something to end up being the
okay.
X. You earned it with
Yeah.
me. So
Okay.
when we done, that's it.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't talk to
But
any one of them. So
I
except for
wouldn't want to
one.
but I wouldn't want to be on the other side either. Like if I were dating a guy, I wouldn't want to be his ex-girlfriend. You can keep that.
I
I don't
think
want
it
to be the.
depends on the situation. And of course, because I didn't know we were going to talk about this topic, I would have changed, what I would say because it's too specific. But I think it definitely depends on the situation because if you, in the situation that I'm thinking about, if you were dating someone for almost 10 years, right? And all of a sudden y'all break up. Y'all have this property, y'all have stuff. And then all of a sudden you disappear. And then like a few months later, you got somebody else. I would really want to know what happened because if you set up this life, I mean, that's what was happening. You're dating somebody, you're starting to buy property, and then they were going to get married, but they didn't, right? And then a few months later, you with this other person. I was like, I think you should call the ex. And she was like, why would I do that? And I'm just like, but what happened? Like, it was just too it was just too quick for me.
Too abrupt. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to meet the ex though. So,
Well, I
but this
think
one
she
is hard for me
already,
because I've been married for a good billion years. So,
yeah.
it
Well,
ain't no ex of his
I
that I
don't know
want
if
to know.
she,
Ain't nothing she could tell
yeah,
me. Ain't nothing she could say to me if there is one. No, I don't need it. So
No, not for y'all, not for y'all, but yeah, I was just like, it was just too weird for me because it was almost like as he's pushing that one out the door, the other one coming through the front door, and I was just like,
well,
yeah,
these
something
guys
ain't
don't
right.
really waste no time. It seemed like they always had somebody
Yeah, but if you moving right in to the situation, and her scent ain't even gone.
Yeah, but you don't need to talk to the ex. You just need to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I said what I had to say. I'm done.
Yeah,
I was done. I mean, they still married,
yeah.
so it is
Oh
what it
well, it
is.
is what it is. I guess it was meant to be, or meant to be for the
Hmm.
moment.
None of my business. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Not
this
my monkey
episode
business.
was right. This episode was interesting. I the first comment that I wrote was Jeffrey is calculated. I'm starting not to really. I don't know. She's suspect to me all of a sudden. It's
Yep,
something about.
something
Oh,
don't
you
add up
agree?
with her. I
Okay.
think we were talking on the phone. I said, I know we're supposed to believe women, but I don't believe
You
her.
did say that. You did
I don't
say
believe
that.
her. I don't believe her. It's something not right about her. Um, you got two baby daddies with almost the same story. They both, you got pregnant and they both dipped on you and don't have nothing to do with the child. It sounded to me like they don't want nothing to do with her. And now, and then I've been taking her side in this thing with her and Blake, but now I'm
Blake.
starting to
Mhm.
wonder, did she actually lie on him?
And that's so remember, she's having winter vibes to me, that
Yes.
pathological liar type of
Yes. Yes.
situation. So, like you said, stuff isn't adding up. And I'm just like, I don't know if and the voice, I mean, is it me or is it getting higher every week?
No,
It's like,
it's just like that. I can't stand her. So, did you? And so Blue caught it too. He was just like, yeah, I don't know about her. He's like, I don't know if she's putting on or if she's, what did he say? I don't know exactly how he worded it, but he worded it like he don't know if her story is real or not. I think it was Mark Anthony is all in. He's just like, oh, you poor thing kind of attitude. And Blue's sitting there
because he
like,
young.
Blue is like, something in the
Blue's
water
whole
ain't
facial,
clean.
right? Blue's whole facial expression was like
He saw the red
no.
flags waving all over the place. He came to see her because of the red flag in front of her face. She might as well be wearing it as a makeup or a mask, a veil. He's like, yeah, it's right here. Yeah. And actually,
Okay,
I had no feeling about, like, I was getting nothing from Blue this whole time.
no,
But this episode,
he's
I
yeah.
was like, I actually kind of want to hang out with him. He seems like he's fun because he just was so cool and he seemed like he was peeping everybody. But anyway, let's get back. Let's go back. Do
Yeah,
it
I
kind
don't
of in
think
order.
Blue likes anyone.
Yeah,
I don't
uh-uh.
think he's
Uh-uh.
him and Anthony are not connecting with anyone on the show.
Anthony changed for me this week. But let's go. Not in a good way. Not like I like him, but he was a different Anthony this episode. He came in there like, yeah, I'm good. If they want to date, we fine. If they don't, I'm all right. It was just his confidence was different this week. Whereas before he seemed awkward and shy and like he didn't really know how to behave around them. But that wasn't the Anthony that showed up this week. So
And you know what? I One thing that we have not talked about with these reality shows is people's comfort with being on TV. And I told you I've been on TV several times, and the takes and the cameras and look this way, look that way is so different than your normal life. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And a lot of people aren't easy. So I'm really wondering if that maybe has something to do with some of these people. Is just that the the cameras being there and the people being in the room makes it a little bit awkward, and they don't
Yeah.
they're out, their comfort zone
Or
is
maybe they
is
just
gone.
are not used to dating somebody and then being aware and being around somebody else that they're dating. I think that would
Yeah,
be the hardest part for me is to
yeah.
know that It's basically I'm in competition with this chick, because that would go
Right.
totally against how I am.
Right.
Like I would
Right.
immediately be like, "Oh, I'm good. You got
Well,
her.
you can have it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
want. Go for it. I'm not
Yeah.
about to be
Go ahead.
trying to fight you
Yep.
or fight her over you." So that
Correct.
wouldn't be my scene either. And I kind of got the vibe that that might be Anthony's thing too. Like, hey, if I'm not your cup of tea, then don't drink. So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so
Definitely.
Morgan invited Lyndon and Tony. She was the first one they showed. So she invited Lyndon and Tony to meet her ex. I can't remember his name, but
I forgot his. I didn't write his name actually. I wrote everybody else's name. I must have missed it.
look, whatever his name is, I am not mad for him. I'm not mad at him for coming and letting them know she crazy.
He sure let it out.
That he was just like, run now. She crazy. I was
when
just
she
like, what
when
would
she
make
started
her
talking
have him come
about
on there? Why would she bring him on there?
because men like drama. I said it last week. I am repeating it this week. If I was one of those dudes, I would have gotten up from the table right then and there.
I
You
bet my
just
chair would have
said
been knocked
pulled-
over.
Exactly. You just told these two dudes that while you were asleep, she put nair in your hair.
Yes. Took his hair out while he, I was sitting here like,
Girl.
did he just say that? And then she was
And
looking
she
like, oh,
laughing.
listen, she is nuts. She is nuts. I don't know how she thought that he wasn't gonna say nothing about it. And if that's your ex, I'd have been like Jeffrey. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have an ex that I can bring on.
Right. Maybe if she'd have known that was an option, she wouldn't have invited. But it just amazed me. And then the crazy part about it is during Tony's interview, first of all, Tony had the audacity to say someone was short. Dude.
Yeah, he's short.
You're short.
He's
what
short.
are you trying to say? I mean, that was crazy. But
I don't like Tony, just period.
Me
Just
either.
Period.
Me either.
Nothing about
Me
him.
either.
I don't like nothing about that dude.
And why is that in my notes? I don't like Tony.
It's in my notes. Don't like Tony. Full of himself, bad attitude.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can't even figure out why he's so full of himself. And he has the nastiest attitude. He thinks that all of these men are beneath him, and any woman that don't pick him as number one ain't shit. And he's just, he's something else.
Well, I guess you gotta have the confidence about yourself. I guess. I
guess. All right. So, well, then, if they all still want to date Morgan after knowing that she's psycho, then that's on them, right?
Let me say this one more time. He went to sleep with hair. And he woke up with no hair.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna stay at that table?
I'd have been like, it was the SpongeBob. All right, I'm going to head out.
I'm gonna head on out. She cuckoo.
And Tommy was like, hold on, what? What did you do? No, what did you do? No, what did you do? And then when she told him, he didn't even know what to do with it. He was just like, oh, okay, we're going to move on. Like, he didn't even know how to process it, because at that point, she's a liability. They need to get her off the show.
Right. Just like the other day when you was telling me that story, I was like, wait, what? Huh? Repeat that?
You really?
Because I know I didn't hear.
No, what you didn't just say that. I just know. Yeah.
So anyway, cuckoo.
All right. So enough of her. Cynthia. Cynthia is the one with the aggressive ex.
James.
I actually liked him.
I enjoy James.
Excuse me.
James is the boo.
He came in there like,
you gonna get me.
I know, right? He was not here for the bullshit. He was like, nah, we ain't talking about all of that. I asked you a question. You ain't answering my question. I loved it. I was like, get him. Anthony handled it though. I felt like Anthony was like, man, whatever. is
Right.
this, and this is what it is. But Andre
But
got
James
all
was looking at
dookie head. He was looking at turd head.
But he said he had a shag when he first walked in. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
When he first walked in the door, he was like, "Oh boy, got a shag."
That is so 80s, a shag.
Well, what is that?
But what is that thing in the front? Yeah. He was just like asking him about his past relationships, and he said, I've been in Forbes. Like, dude's like, did nobody ask you all that? Did nobody ask you that, sir? Stick to the topic. I loved it. I was like, get him, get him.
It was awesome.
It was.
It was
It was.
awesome. But he was like, and James was like, "Speak up. I asked you."
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
But Cynthia, did you notice Cynthia didn't say any? Like, she didn't say calm. Well, it's editing, so she may have. But for us, she didn't say calm down, slow your roll. You know, I'm just not getting to know these guys or whatever. You know, you don't have to be so hard or whatever. She didn't say anything.
She was a deer in the headlights. She was sitting there because she couldn't believe what was happening. I think that's her thing. She was sitting there like, oh shit, I can't. Oh, you know, and she can't get but so raw with him because that's her baby daddy, her baby's daddy.
Baby's daddy, yeah.
And so
Teacher.
so she don't want to get too fired with him. And then he's showing her and Andre's true colors.
Right.
Let it roll. Oh, you can't handle it, bro, and keep it moving.
But I still want to know what the Forbes, what does that have to do with it? I was so lost. I was like, boy, I'm confused.
He like, dude, I don't want your resume. Just tell me what, what's the deal here? Just stick to the point. Yeah. So
Right.
yeah. But what I do want to know is how did Anthony, they all got similar names. How did Anthony end up on so many dates? They tried to eliminate him like just a couple episodes ago, and all of a sudden he on a date meeting Morgan's ex, Mercedes,
Cynthia.
Sue-Ann, not
Sue-Ann,
Morgan.
yep.
So not Morgan. Mercedes, Cynthia, and Sue-Ann.
Cynthia and Sue-Ann. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went on 3 dates. I was like, oh, he the man now? It was just weird.
Well,
He
I think
doesn't have
because there's
anything.
nobody else. Who else is there?
Well, yeah, because they don't like Blake or Blue.
Right.
Or and Mark
Anthony, they tried
couple.
to get off too.
He
Yeah.
went on a couple dates. But he's just so boring.
He's
Okay.
young too. So yeah.
He ain't that young. If he was in his 20s, I could see it. You in your 30s, bruh. Get it together.
Well, compared to those other ladies, he's a bit.
I guess so.
Yeah.
He seems like
now. I think he makes a good match with Mercedes.
I was just about to say that. I think he's on Mercedes level. I think they should try to do something.
Yeah.
I want him to walk away from Jeffrey, and I actually want everybody to walk away from Jeffrey.
Yeah. So yeah, Jeffrey didn't have no contact with her dude, so she may as well have said, you know what? She may as well just have said they were sperm donors, like from a sperm bank. She may as well just ran all the way down the street with that story. Just
might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. So Mercedes ex Armand met Anthony and Mark Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, I think that she makes a great her and Mark Anthony look good together. I think Anthony is too mature for her. But the boyfriend, I think, said Anthony.
Yeah. He liked Anthony better. And Sue-Ann's ex liked Anthony.
Yeah. Sue-Ann's ex, Paul Anthony. No, Paul.
Yeah.
She brought in Anthony and Blake.
Right.
And the ex chose Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he didn't like Blake.
So even the guys don't like Blake. I mean, like, come on. This dude is the worst. He is the worst.
Wait.
And he had the nerve to say Anthony was comedic value. I said, you ass.
Wait a minute. I wrote this down. Blake said he would have to evaluate the family to see if the relationship is going to work.
Mm-hmm. He real full of himself. I'm just over him. I have had enough of this dude. Enough already.
You know what I wrote?
What?
Psycho.
We've been
Psycho.
saying that from week 1. He's crazy. Something is not right about this dude.
Well, he need to get with Morgan. But Morgan can't stand it. Maybe because she's his competition. Both of them psycho.
Yeah, they both keying cars in the parking lot and they running out of cars.
And putting sugar in folks' tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them psycho. Then go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because I can't remember what I was about to say now. Go ahead.
Oh, so Blake said to Sue Ann, I'm not really ready to let you go yet. Really.
Mm-hmm. Like he kind of is. She's not paying attention. She's just not. And even when her ex is telling her Blake ain't right, she still's like, well, okay. You know, at this point, do you, girl, do it.
Maybe he had sex with her and she liked it or something. I don't know. It is something she is attracted to that we can't see. It's something has happened off camera we don't know about.
I don't know.
Or she really desperate.
Know. I get desperate vibes from her because she's really not that cute. I hate to say that, but she just don't.
I don't really.
I don't think Marcia's cute either. The boring one that nobody likes either. She's got to be going next. None of the guys like her, for real.
Yeah, she did. Mark, her ex Mark did. She brought Blue and Tony. Mm-hmm. But like I said, Blue don't like anybody, and Tony will take whoever like him. But somebody gonna like him. That's his attitude.
Yeah, he only wants to be with the woman that wants him as her number one. So yeah, my favorite line of the night was when I didn't write the verbatim down, but when Blue was like, I don't have a number one and a number two. I got 2 number 2s. I loved it. I was like, that is the best answer I've ever heard on here, because he's just like, ain't nan one of y'all my tops. Y'all all down here. So I'm good. I can leave right now. I'm good.
And that's honest. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think he matches well with anyone, just like I don't think Anthony matches well with anyone.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so either. Now, Andre and Jeffrey, I think they just deserve each other, honestly, because he can't handle the tough questions. And she don't want you to ask her no tough questions. She ain't asking. She just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they both just so she didn't have an ex for him to have to confront. Right. So, and she's probably relieved about that. And he is too. Y'all go ahead on with your jerk chicken and your doo-doo braid. Just go be happy somewhere in your baby voice. I'm good.
Girl, that whole scene grossed me out. I'm talking about from the time she knocked on the door or rang the doorbell till they sat down to eat that interesting looking food. It was just, and then he fed her, and then it fell in his hand, and then he put it back in the plate. And I was just like, what are you doing? You're on TV. Like, oh my God, it was so. And then she was like, oh, it's so hot. And I'm like, how old are y'all? Like,
yeah. So at the end of the day, they got rid of Blue, who ain't gonna lose any sleep over it.
And Blake is saved yet again. I am just like, why y'all want? He literally is stringing one person along. One.
And the rest of the women cannot stand him. Like, have actually come out and been like, I don't like him. I don't want nothing to do with him.
Trash.
Girl. And they still keeping him around. That's enough right there. He should be gone. And next week they should get rid of, I don't know, I don't know. The whole season can end right now. I don't care about any of them anymore. I
Did
know.
I
I
not
try.
say that
I
last
know.
week?
I tried. I tried. I thought that Andre was gonna be all right, but he's got a childishness about him and like a pettiness or something. Like I'm still holding on to the fact that he was mad at Mercedes for not calling him when he had COVID. That's
Right.
strike number one. And then this little tantrum he threw with the girl's ex-boyfriend, that's number two for me. Actually, just going to call it 3 strikes. I'm over him. He can go. He can go because it's
No,
pretty.
this was strike one.
Yeah, okay. So that's 3 strikes on him. He can get out of here. And so that's it.
I was mad when they brought him back.
Yeah, I was mad when they brought him back too. So I'm good. Yeah, you know how we just tossed Love and Marriage DC. We could toss this one as far as I'm concerned, because it's gonna probably get messy, but none of these people should be couples.
Not zero of them.
None of them. I'm not rooting for anybody at this point. So this is a waste of time. I could toss it. Chunk it or dunk it. Flush it. What is it? Rush it or flush it? Yeah,
I don't know.
we can flush it.
Trash.
So, all right. So you ready?
The Chris Rock.
The Selective Outrage.
You know he's my favorite comedian.
You told me. That really surprised me.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
Time.
Never heard anybody say that before. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Not mine. He's not, but he's funny.
Yeah, he's been my favorite comedian for a while. And I mean, I like DL. I'm a Michael Che fan. I mean, I have a few that I really like. Everybody doesn't always have a super funny set all the time. Like Cat Williams, I've seen him in person twice, I think. And one of them he recorded, I was just like, that was okay. And Kevin Hart, I've seen him in person. But that last one he did at his house with the pajamas on, that was horrible.
He talked about the brick oven for like 20 minutes and we were sitting there going.
I don't even remember it.
That's all I remembered about it because it was that bad. Him and this brick oven. I was like, who cares? I don't have a brick oven. Shut up. Move on.
But Kevin, I've been to the point where both Kat and Kevin where I'm literally in tears and my stomach is hurting because when that fool talking about that deer, bro, I lost my damn mind. And we talked about that for weeks after that. But yeah,
well, when he ate up Wanda Smith on the radio here,
child,
I was actually in my car on the way to campus listening to it. In the car screaming. I had to sit in the parking lot because it don't take me but 3 seconds to get to work. I'm sitting there like, I'm in the car.
Cat told her up.
He chewed her ass up. I was dying. So
look, he got her off the air.
Didn't he though? He cleaned the whole house. I think Frank Ski left too. So right after that, it was a mess. So yeah, Cat Williams, when he is on, he is on. When he was on Atlanta, I was cracking up. And it wasn't even really that funny. I don't think the episode itself was that funny. He was just funny,
Yeah.
The alligator one. He do got an alligator. I was like, why he got an alligator in his Anyway.
But but Chris Rock he's an intellectual comedian, and I really feel like sometimes if you just really not up on current events, and of course, not just even current events, you have to at least know the history of some things or certain things. You just won't get him, and he has a certain style, you know what I mean? But he's just funny to me. Pookie is funny.
Yeah, he has some really funny moments.
How much for one rib?
He came to Atlanta. Oh man, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And we went. And Yvonne Orji opened up for him. She was hilarious. I had never seen her do stand-up before. And she was hilarious. And Chris Rock had us in there like in tears laughing. I never even thought he was that kind of funny. But I mean, I thought it was going to fall back.
My mom and I went to see him in a play in New York. And so of course it wasn't him being a stand-up comedian, it was a play, and I got to see him in a totally different light as an actor and not Pookie. And that boy can act too. He's
He
good.
do all right. He do all right. Yeah, he's not in my top, but I give him his respect.
He ain't never in your top. Oh man, hater.
No, we got different tastes, because I like Dave Chappelle. He's not my number one, but he's up, man, probably in my top 10. Yes,
he ain't even in my top.
I see Dave Chappelle every time he think he coming this way. I gotta see him. He's like what you saying about Chris Rock. To me, he's intellectual.
He is,
and he's funny, and he say shit. You be like, oh, he gonna get canceled. Like every time he say something, I'll be like, "Ooh, they're gonna be mad tomorrow. Ooh, they're gonna be mad tomorrow. Ooh, they're gonna be mad tomorrow." Yeah, I love it. He just keeps pushing them, and he don't give a damn. He walked away from 50 million. Well, can't nobody ever touch Dave Chappelle, because he's like, "Yeah, I don't want y'all little money. I'm gonna go to Durban." So anyway, selective outrage. I actually So that's a problematic phrase for me, because I think everybody should be selective about what they get outraged about. You can't just be mad about everything, and everything doesn't affect people the same way. So I can be mad about one thing and not be mad about another. Now, if it's exactly the same situation, then yeah, it's ridiculous. And in that case, people tend to be mad because of who it is that committed the offense, and not what the offense was. I get that part. Like, beating women is wrong, but people forgave Chris Brown. You ever see Rihanna's face?
Listen, Linda, we are not about to talk about that.
I'm just saying. That's just one of those situations. And I'm just saying
you weren't there. And I'm also just saying that she is a Caribbean chick, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not saying nothing else.
I just said that there's selective outrage, So it depends on the person. Like he said, Michael Jackson versus R. Kelly. Now, Michael Jackson was not convicted. Michael Jackson never went to jail. He was never found guilty. So there is a difference. But we did like Michael Jackson's music, because that's our childhood.
And we like R. Kelly music because he on everything. And that's the other thing about
if R. Kelly had a dance, everybody would still love him.
Is that all?
That's
all he did. Oh wow! Mm-hmm. Not the fact that not the fact that there are 5 million songs on the planet and R. Kelly wrote 4,500,000 of them.
Mm-mm. If he had a dance, that's what Chris Brown had going for him. He danced. That's why everybody forgave him. See, you missing it. You missing
I hate the
conspiracy.
Y'all, she is not being serious.
I'm not. You had to pause for a minute because I was sucking you in. You was like, is she crazy?
Yeah. Morgan rubbed off on your ass.
My husband don't have no hair. Ask him why. Shut up. Okay, for real. One line that Chris Rock said that was funny to me was, he said, "No pharmacist has ever paid to come to my show." I like to fell out the couch when he said that. Oh, I think we can find a ticket for you. Come on. Not the pharmacist. He was like, "I don't have no problem with the opioids."
With the opioids. Yes. Girl. I laughed quite a bit on a lot of things that he said. But I want to talk about this Harry and Meghan situation. Like, did she really say she didn't know who
the
Prince Harry was?
Talking about, he said, "You ain't Google these motherfuckers." Come on now, how you not know? And even then, she was not a nobody. She was, an actor. And she was on
right. I knew her from TV.
Exactly. So if you knew her, who she was, she's a celebrity. She should know to check out the person she's dating. So I'm not buying that she had no idea who this man was. I don't believe her. It don't take nothing but a little quick search to find out who.
But he was in the news all the time because the difference between him and his brother was that Harry was so outgoing.
And
he
cuter.
and cuter, and he partied, and he had women, and he was in the military, and it was just it was always something about Harry, and the brother was the more structured of the two. And so I don't buy that she didn't Google him, or even if she didn't Google him, her assistant did. Somebody
Thank you.
did.
Somebody did.
Her bestie. What's
Her
her
friend was
bestie?
like, girl,
Serena
don't you know
Williams
who
is her
that is?
bestie.
Yeah, she wasn't like, you don't know who that is. Like, come on.
Come on now.
Yeah. So I never heard her say that though. So it was funny to me when Chris Rock said, she said she didn't know who he was. I didn't know she said that.
She probably did say that on that Oprah special that they did, but
that I
it
didn't
was
watch.
one of those situations where it was like I really didn't care, because I'm just like, so.
You married he said you married the OGs of racism, and then you surprised that they were racist towards you. What did you think was going to happen? Everybody was just like, the royal family about to have a black child. Like, everybody was like, what? Excuse me. So, yeah.
It's one of those situations like you never went to school. I mean, I know you're an actress, but you never went to school.
You never heard anything about this family ever?
No history class?
None?
Zero?
It don't add up. It don't add up. And then it was funny when he said they wanted to know how dark the baby gonna be.
Okay, that is, and it's so funny because that is not every black person on the planet knows that.
Ears,
you look behind them,
the ears are darker than the rest, and their little knuckles. If you ever look at a baby,
not mine.
Their knuckles, no, because you are grown and you big grown ass.
Are
now.
you sure about that? Okay.
I'm talking about when the babies come out and they super pale, but they got brown ears and brown knuckles. I'm telling you, just watch next time. You ever seen people? Now this was a hood.
Next time.
Next time you see a brand new baby. So when I was growing up in the hood or whatever, girls used to do their baby's noses like this. You ever know anybody did that? That's to keep it from being like mine, kind of wide nose. They would do this.
That don't work.
It don't work, but that's some ignorant hood shit. I'm telling you.
I never heard
colorism.
That one.
It's colorism and ingrained racism and all of that. Trying to make sure their kid have a better life. He's over there doing their baby nose like this, trying to make it thinner.
Yeah, I never heard that, but I knew about the ears. I was like, that ain't racist. I mean, I don't think it's racist. It's cultural. That's just something black people do. It's like, I don't even think people really thought about what it actually was, because it's something that we do.
Yeah, because we just be wondering who the baby gonna look like, you look at the eyes and all kind of stuff, trying to figure out. And so,
because
but it was funny to find out that the white folks do it too, or like they wondering.
Yeah, but aren't they all white?
Shit. No, they do. Yeah, I guess they figuring, if you have a black child. No, they talking about her baby being black. I wonder if they always do that if it's a mixed child. I wonder if they always wonder how. Anyway.
I have no idea. That's interesting. But yeah, I tell people all the time, my nephew, when he was born, his eyes were gray. And my dad's mom's eyes were gray. But but the older he got, they turned brown.
My kid's eyes were blue, bluish green, and now they're just hazel.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you never know with these babies, but we sure do look at them ears and try to figure out what.
And what trips, I had a conversation with a colleague, this was years ago. She was amazed that our kids come out with a head full of hair. Because their babies a lot of times are bald, like completely bald when they're born. And then their hair grows and it's long, like long and straight. Our kids come in with a whole ass afro, or thick curly hair, or it might be laying down, but it's a whole head. Our babies are not born bald.
Not normally.
Not normally. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
not anybody I know whose child was born
I'd
bald.
have to, yeah, I'd have to think about that, but not normally. They have hair, and a lot of people I wouldn't know, but a lot of people say the more hair the child has, the gassier the
Yeah, they
woman
say it
is.
gives you heartburn.
Heartburn, yeah,
Hmm.
I wouldn't know, but
My
yeah,
kids both
that's what
had
I.
whole head, thick, curly hair, but I didn't have heartburn. I didn't. I think it's just
Oh,
what you're
okay.
eating. Anyway,
Of course, of course.
what else he said that was funny to me was I identify as poor. He said I'm rich, but I identify as poor, and I haven't seen any backlash about that comment because it's kind of like making fun of people identifying as a different gender or whatever. Like I identify as this or that. Like I have my pronouns. He said my pronoun is broke. So
But okay, these are the same people who came in and said we gonna take the rainbow though. Who told you could do that?
who told him
I
they
mean,
couldn't?
who told them they could? And it's crazy because one of my friends told me that her daughter went to school. She loved this little shirt and it had a rainbow in it. And when she got to school, all the kids were like, "Oh, you gay, you gay," and the little girl was like, "What are you talking about?" And they were like, "You got on a rainbow," and she was like, "Cause I like the rainbow.
Hmm.
It's a rainbow." And they were like, "No, no, no, you're gay." And I'm just like, "That's a daggone shame that you can't even." So she basically came home and threw the shirt away.
Oh,
And yeah, and her mom was like, "Why did you do that? You like rainbows?" And she told her what happened. And it's like, dang, now kids can't even wear what they like now. I mean, it's
mm,
just too complicated. It just gets
yeah.
more and more complicated I swear every 5 minutes is something new.
Well, my
5 minutes.
sister bought me a necklace from, I think it was Peru, and it looks like rainbow. It's round though. It's not the half rainbow. It's a round circle, but it's those colors. And I used to wear it a lot. I don't know where that is right now, actually. But anyway, a lot of my students thought I was, family. And I was like, no, I'm married. But it don't get me all
Married
offended or
don't mean
anything.
look, married don't even mean that you
Yeah, I
married
mean, no,
to
I
a
mean, I would
dude
tell them I'm
anymore.
straight. I'm married to a man, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it doesn't offend me though. It doesn't offend me.
No, but I mean
Now,
for a child, because
some
this
people get
child,
offended if you think they're gay.
yeah, but this girl is, I mean, she's middle school, so seventh grade or eighth grade, one of those grades. And I'm just like, geez. And so she just, her frustration is every time her daughter comes home, she has to sit her down and talk about something else. You know what I'm
Middle
saying? It's
school is the
always
worst though.
something, and I was just listening to her and I would be so frustrated too, you know.
Those kids are the worst though. Anyway, middle schoolers. No, serious. They
Oh, I
smell.
taught I taught middle school. It
The
was
whole
horrible.
building smells like feet and armpits. It's the worst. It's the entire worst. I can't. I mean, middle school. I would never. I would never. You couldn't pay me enough money to work in a middle
I
school.
I taught
The
seventh
kids are
grade
trash.
and eighth grade.
The curriculum is trash. The buildings are
Mm-hmm.
trash. It's all just burn it all down. I wish there was a way for them to skip from like 7 years old to 17. Just I wish they could just skip that shit in the middle. Because even upper elementary is bad. Fourth, fifth,
Damn.
sixth. It starts around fourth grade, from fourth to about ninth. So let's say from 9 to 15. Just if you could just chop that, just that's the worst. My kids were actually good at that age because my kids are angels and don't ever do anything wrong.
Apparently.
But
Ting. You're supposed to say ting.
ting, you see the halo. But
Right.
they were actually pretty good at that age. But um, they had their moments. They had their moments, and they smell. They didn't know that
Yeah.
they smell. I had to tell them. I don't know why they
Yeah. The
can't smell it.
stinky kid. Just
Yeah,
because everybody stink.
yeah,
Because
true.
everybody stink. They
The
wouldn't know
feet
who it
growing,
was.
the teeth big. They all
The
ugly,
pits.
and they stink. And then they got attitudes. It's like, you little ugly, funky little butt. Go sit down somewhere. They quit trying to have sex. Go sit down.
Yeah.
It's little stinky butt.
This is when I'm glad I don't have any kids, because I'm glad I don't have to go through that. You know what I mean? I just hear about it. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
don't, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to go through it. But I wanted to point out also that not only did I thoroughly enjoy it, I enjoyed the fact that it was live.
Mm-hmm.
And that he did make, a mistake, and it was funny because he was like, I fucked up the joke, but he kept going. Like he said
Mm-hmm.
it so like it was part of the joke. I fucked up the joke, and and so that was really cool. I let's see. I like when he talks about his children, and he does that. He talks about the kids, and I think pretty much all of his shows. And I appreciated that he did the joke about her biting people was in a previous version of his stand-up comedy. But what he did this time is told us where she is now. And I like that he kind of merged the previous show with this show by saying now she's in culinary school. And my mom, who used to get her teeth fixed at the veterinary office,
Ooh,
can visit her in
that
Paris.
is
And
rough right there.
I know. And that was wild.
And he like, not my great grandmother, not my grandmother, my mother. Like it's not that far removed from
Right.
where I am. Yeah, people act like racism been gone or it's been dead. Like no, and it wasn't that long ago. Y'all need to cut
Yeah.
it out.
So now Lola Rock is in culinary school in
Mm-hmm.
Paris. And I thought that was really good.
What do you
That
think
he
about the story of him, going and having her kicked out of the school?
Well, yeah, so something similar to that happened to me as a kid. I got kicked out on my own, but so that's not that story. But when I was a child, my and I don't remember how old I was, but when my mom was shopping in the store, I saw some cherry lipstick. Chapstick, and the cherry chapstick had flavor. And I'm
Yeah.
standing in the line while she's, checking out and everything. And I have opened it and I have put it on me and I am licking the hell out of it. So, but it wasn't until I think we got outside or to the car or whatever the case may be. And she was like, "Where did you get that? I didn't pay for that." And she made me take it back into the store.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have to and tell them I stole it because I did. But it's a lesson. It's a lesson. And you and I actually talk about, every day how we should always take advantage and educating people on stuff that they need to know, life lessons. And that was a life lesson. Everybody ain't gonna just, you know, forgive you and keep moving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Or you can't just always buy your way out of trouble. You
Or yeah,
need to,
exactly, because you're a
sometimes you
celebrity, but
gotta
you're
suffer
not
the
the celebrity.
consequences. Yeah. And that's not really your money. That's your daddy's money. And so he
Mm-hmm.
don't have to get you out of trouble. Yeah, there
Right.
should be some consequences. Just because your daddy got money don't mean that you gotta owe the son. We almost made it. We almost made it. So
But yeah, I want to talk about this Will. So let me start out by saying
okay, so you want to talk
I
about
am putting this on record that I will never support,
ever, ever, ever,
ever support anything Will Smith does ever again.
ever.
He embarrassed me, and I wasn't there. Chris Rock ain't my cousin or
You
nothing like
won
that, but
there. You won there. Like you said
I
about the
wasn't
Chris
there.
Rock thing. I mean, Chris Brown.
Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown. You
I
won
wasn't
there.
there,
You don't
but
know what happened.
I felt it. I felt that
How many
smack.
times did you watch it? I watched it a bunch of
Oh
times. I saw it from a
shit.
bunch of different angles. I analyzed that mug like an NFL tape.
Right. I felt that shit and what it represented. And I will never forgive him because he set us back. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hit the mute button by mistake. He set us back. He set all of us back. And I will never forgive him for that. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. You can stop making movies right now. I'm not going. I ain't seen Concussion, Emancipation, Richard. I'm not
Seen any of
watching
those either.
Bad Boys no more.
Bel Air.
Men in Black. Bel Air just came on the TV. I was like, nope, no, you're not getting that credit.
So why are you saying he set us back? I'm playing devil's advocate because Chris Rock is fine. He just had millions of people watching him on Netflix. I bet he made Netflix and himself goo gobs of money. He ain't suffering.
40 million. 40 million to be exact.
That's how much Chris Rock made, or that's how much Netflix made?
That's how much Chris Rock was paid, I think. For
see what I'm saying? How's that being set back? I said
I know. You can do it. But yeah, that's what it represented for me. Chris Rock can be over it. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with Chris Rock at this point. The end of his set is exactly what I'm thinking. Is exactly
don't fight in front of white people.
Don't fight in front of white folks. We don't do that. We just don't. That's been a law since you came out the chute.
You know what else my husband won't do in front of white people? Eat a banana.
No.
You so dumb. Your face just froze. You just.
Now I will say this because you know yeah, cigars. I'm in so many cigar groups, and it is an absolute turnoff to me when a man take a picture with the cigar in his mouth. And I'm just like, no, don't do it. So yes, I agree with. I agree.
You were about to say his name. I've been doing
actually, good. I was getting ready to say Darnell, and we're not talking about Darnell. But
he also don't like to drink out of a straw in public. He can't be all like.
Okay, don't do it. I'm with him. I am with you, brother. Like, don't do it. Just don't.
Where was I? I was somewhere recently.
Look, while I'm there.
But you're a woman. It's different. So right. Where was I the other day? And it was one of the meetings I had, and somebody on there was just like, she don't eat fried chicken or watermelon. Like, you're not gonna let no white person see me eat no fried chicken in public. She had me cracking up.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. She was like chicken shaming. Yeah, I recently saw a bit on that from a female.
No, this wasn't a comedian. This was somebody I was talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
you know that committee I'm on.
Okay.
It was one of my committee members.
Yeah. And, yeah, but yeah, don't put nothing in your mouth and take a picture. That's just a turn on.
Okay, so don't fight in front of white people.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's the law. I'm sorry. We've known that our
act a
whole
monkey
lives.
In front of them. Yes.
That is the law. And it's crazy because Sunny Hostin from The View, she keeps promoting his book because I guess she thinks it's going to be some type of revelation for us to understand how he grew up and how Jada grew up. First of all, I don't care. And second of all, dude, she was all red flags while y'all was dating and you married her anyway. So that's not my problem, okay?
Well,
but
you heard they had an arrangement. I'm sure you heard they had an arrangement.
Yes, and I don't care. And like Chris Rock said, y'all put y'all business in the street. Exactly. I didn't go seeking it. I didn't Google it. I didn't
have an entanglement. I wasn't a pedophile. Yeah. I didn't groom.
She had heard about that lawsuit by August Alsina, and she wanted to know if it was a valid lawsuit. That's what that was. You heard about the lawsuit.
So we're gonna
if you didn't,
Chris Rock.
Google it.
We're gonna stay on Chris Rock.
Oh no, I'm telling our audience to Google the August Alsina lawsuit and why Jada was curious.
He said, somebody was like, well, did it hurt? He said, it still hurt.
It still
He said,
hurt.
I got summertime ringing in my ears. I was cracking up. That's laughing at his pain, but it's serious though. Like that man slapped the dog snot out of him.
Mm-hmm. But here's the issue that I have with people, and this is part of why I hate social media today, because before social media, we didn't know what everybody was thinking. We didn't really care.
You didn't find out till you went to school the next day and talked about it.
Or Ryan Cameron's good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, the good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah.
So live for that. Okay.
After an award show, you gotta listen to Ryan Cameron the next morning.
Absolutely. But I mean, the biggest issue that I had was people saying, well, he waited a whole year. He needs to get over it. I'm like, what? Now you're telling this man how long he should suffer or whatever, however he should react to something that happened to him?
Only a year ago. They're saying a year ago is a long time. We still traumatized over COVID. The quarantine.
We still in COVID.
I'm saying the quarantine. You remember we was all shut up in the house? We still traumatized from that.
Yeah.
Folks are still carrying childhood trauma from when they were 3 years old and they grown as 40s and 50s.
Right.
But this man's supposed to get over something happened to him last year. Yeah.
Right.
People do selective outrage. It's just folks just deciding because of who they like. They like Will Smith. Chris Rock.
Well, you can like Will Smith.
They like Will Smith. If you watch, it's just like watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because I don't like Tisha, I don't care what she say, I don't like her. Even if the same thing happened to her that happened to Melody, I might be mad if it happened to Melody. If it happened to Tisha, I'll be like, so I don't like that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
right.
That's just how people do. It don't matter what the situation.
Don't matter what it is.
It's not the what, it's the who, honestly.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. But listen, Will Smith can ring my doorbell right now. I'm not letting him in. No. You walk to the store. You thumb it. I'm not answering my door. I mean, I just know I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed.
I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it was happening. And not like the Oscars is some kind of pristine ceremony. It's not. But
it's not. It's
still.
You don't act a monkey in front of
shit. Yeah, people dressed up. You in a tuxedo slapping another man. Like, who the? Yeah. So it took him a while to write out his jokes, to think about it, to decide if he wanted to address it publicly, to decide how he wanted to address it, how far he wanted to go. Because at some point he was just like, fuck it, Jada can get some too. Right?
And she did.
He decided she was complicit in the whole thing and he wanted to let everybody know. That bitch. And I was just like, when he said that, I was like, that's going to be the one. I knew right then and there that was going to be what people were going to fix.
It is what it is.
But when a man attacks a woman publicly, the man always looks bad, period. This is society we live in.
It was bitch assness for her ass not to grab her husband as he was walking up there.
Do that. She didn't know he's about to. Didn't nobody, even Chris Rock, the man walking up on him, he didn't know that man was about to slap him. Not a single person on this planet other than Will Smith knew that Will Smith was about to hit that man in his face. Didn't nobody know.
No one knew. You're right, but
she didn't know.
It's just
you don't see at no point. You don't see her lean over and say, if you don't go hit that motherfucker in his face.
We don't know.
We didn't see her say that. So
that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
So,
but and
I knew that's what people were going to focus on. So they were like, they were like, he weak for that. I don't think he's weak for that. I wish he hadn't said that part just so that people wouldn't have anything to say. You see what I'm saying?
People gonna say, that's what I'm saying. People gonna say stuff anyway. Just like people are saying you don't have the right to talk about something that happened to you. Man, fuck all y'all. For real. Like, I mean, that's the dumbest shit you could say.
He should be like, I got 40 million reasons why. I can say what I want to say. 40
Mic drop.
million. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's just dumb. How do you even shape your mouth to say you shouldn't feel that way? What?
That's social media. Folks got opinions about
It's
everything.
like
We got a whole
assholes.
podcast with our opinions about shit. I mean, this is life. This is life.
This is life. This is
why
where we at.
this is why I wish that all news, like news websites, I wish they would all disable the comments. Because if you ever read the comments that people write on news stories, it's despicable. Like, they could talk about a black man get killed in the street, and here goes somebody in the comments. That's what these monkeys get. And I'm like, would y'all please disable these comments? Oh, it's just makes me so mad. Everybody got something to say about somebody else's damn life. Yeah, I don't argue with people on social media. I see somebody starting to act up, I'm hiding them, I'm blocking them. You getting invited to the block party because I'm too grown for this. And the way my temper's set up, I'll be looking for you. So I got too much to lose. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too old. I'm too old, and fat to be out here fighting somebody. But that's just how I'm built. That's how I'm wired. My fist is involuntarily balling up. Right. My family was laughing. We were at Bob Evans. You ever been to Bob Evans? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you had to be north of Kentucky to go to a Bob Evans.
In Michigan.
Yeah, we were in Ohio. So we're in Bob Evans, and we just were in terrible service. We just getting shit on the whole time. And I went to talk to the manager about it, and the whole family's at the table like, uh-oh. Here she go, right? Like they watching to see what's about to happen. And I'm calm. And in my opinion, I'm handling it, as calmly as possible. But my family said my fist started balling up. I was like, what? They was like, yeah, we thought it was about to go down because you standing there talking and your fist started balling up. I was just like, damn, I didn't know I did that. But yeah, because I'm at the point where I'm like, the next thing you say ain't the right thing, I'm gonna hit you in your damn mouth. I mean, like I hear it going in my head. So yeah. I know I can't be arguing with people on social media. Right. A friend of mine today was getting attacked in a group where I'm in, and she texted me. It's a group text, and she texted us like, one of y'all get her, please. Like, she wanted one of us to go at this chick. And I asked the other person in the group, like, will you handle this, please? Because the way my temper's set up. But you know what I'm saying?
The way my checking and savings.
Listen.
No, I totally feel you. I totally feel you. It's just amazing that people will go such lengths to say you shouldn't feel a certain way, or you have a time frame to address something.
The clock ran out on that. You got to shut up now.
I mean, but these are the same people that
bringing up old shit.
Want reparations. I mean, come on, like it's people out there telling you to get over it, but you want your 40 acres and a mule. So, I'm just like, it's just the audacity of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah. The hypocrisy of it all. It's just it's amazing.
And he only spent 10 minutes on it out of the whole show. It was only, and I don't even know if it was a whole 10 minutes.
I don't think it was 10
credits at end. I think it was more like
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, he didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, but he let him have it. He was like, oh, I might not have hit you back, but I'm going to hit you back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hit you hard. And at this point, because he went at Jada too, I don't think he and Will can ever make up.
I wouldn't be interested.
I don't think he wants to, but I think it possibly could have happened.
No.
Before now. But at
listen,
this
Capricorn, we're done.
I know.
I would never want to talk to that MF forever again. Never.
But I don't know if I could have been as strong as him either. There's that initial shock of
on stage.
He hit me. But then that Kinsman would have kicked in and I'd have dove on him. So I'm saying he's very strong for not Come on now. Who can slap you
reacting.
in your face with no repercussions?
Girl, you know me. Have we met?
That's what I'm saying. I think the man is amazing. The way that he
Man,
showed
listen.
restraint and continued on with the show. He was like, did Will Smith just slap the shit out of me? I was just like, yes, he did. He was looking at the
Will
audience
Smith
like,
just smacked the shit
he
out
was
of
looking
me.
at the audience like, did y'all just see that? Did this really just happen? Everybody in the world who saw it was like, did that really just happen?
Right.
Yeah. And then he didn't do anything else. A lot of people condemned him for that. Like, how you gonna let a man? It is amazing.
Because I got parents.
That's what he's saying. I got parents. I was raised right.
Yeah, and when he said that, I was like, we don't act a monkey in front of white folks. We don't do that.
But then again, devil's advocate, maybe Sonny Hostin has a point. We don't know Will Smith's upbringing. Maybe he didn't have that kind of training.
Yeah, that's the point that I was making. He didn't grow up
as privileged as Chris Rock, so that may have something to do with it too. Then there's the whole colorism issue because Will Smith is a lot lighter than Chris Rock. He's a lot bigger than Chris Rock. He mentioned that too. He was like, if I was in a movie having open heart surgery, I would have on a sweater.
Right.
He's skinny. He's been skinny his whole since I've ever seen him on TV. He's been skinny. So it just Will Smith just came out looking.
So the selective outrage for me was the fact that you mad at everybody and their mama. You mad at Jada. You mad at all these people who called you a bitch. The way he was saying bitch. Mm-hmm. He put all his whole body into that bitch. And who did he take it out on? Chris Rock. For a joke on a show that either he wrote or didn't write, but he was the host of a show and he's a comedian. Mm-hmm. And now
and she didn't have a life-threatening disease. She got alopecia.
If she has alopecia, I don't know.
I'm just saying alopecia ain't no life-threatening as far as I know. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe it may be, but as far as I know, it's just your hair fell out.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs.
I'm sure it's got some psychological damage. It does, but I don't think it's like, cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those.
But the joke wasn't even harsh because G.I. Jane looked good with that head. She looked good. So I'm like, what are you mad at? Like, it was
and G.I. Jane, okay, the G.I. Jane joke, if you didn't know she had alopecia, it's just like she just cut her hair off and he's making a joke about it. It wasn't like it wasn't like he stood on that stage at the Oscars and called her a bitch, or was just like, and that, funky ass heifer over there. Like he ain't say nothing like that. He just got
none of that.
It was a whole complete awful
selective outrage. You mad because you embarrassed because this woman embarrassed you with all these entanglements. She had sex in your home. She disrespected you.
With your son's friend.
With your son's friend in your bed, in your house, and then interview you on her show
about it.
Mm-hmm. And then child. Y'all should be, but y'all showed up at the Oscars with this one on your arm. Like, really?
Yeah, and we can't get into their marriage. I say this every week. People do different things in their marriages. Yeah.
Well, and like you said, it may be an arrangement, but she embarrassed the hell out of him, though.
Yeah, like whatever their arrangement was. Yeah, whatever their arrangement was, I'm sure that wasn't it. I'm sure that wasn't
out the window.
Yeah. He was like, now come on now. I ain't say you can do all that.
But I mean, she didn't hold no gun to his head sitting there at the table, and now they got a crying meme.
Yeah,
on him that will live forever on the interwebs.
And the word entanglement, is forever connected to them. Forever. You hear the word entanglement, you're gonna always think of the Smiths.
Yeah,
both of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, you put that shit out there. We didn't ask you about that.
Mm-hmm. We didn't come to your house and say, "Are you screwing August Alsina?" No, you came to us with it.
It's crazy. I mean, listen, I am on Chris Rock's side forever and a day, and Will Smith can just stay at home from this point on and never make another movie. I will not watch it. I will not care.
I haven't watched it.
I'm not even gonna watch nothing you produce. It make me mad because I watch All of Us every morning, and him and Jada produced that show.
All of Us. Oh, back in the day, All of Us.
Yeah, with Dwayne Martin and Lisa Ray.
Yeah,
I watch
yeah.
it every morning,
I didn't
and
know
I'm
they
like,
produced that.
damn. Yeah, he was even on it. Well, actually, Jada wasn't on it, but
I didn't
yeah, he
watch
was
that
on
one.
it.
I remember the show, but I didn't watch it. So,
Yeah.
what about? Okay, so no Will Smith or anything that he does.
And Jada was only on Different World, but you know.
Well, she's been in some other things. Yeah, her
Oh,
biggest
I'm
role.
sorry. I'm just saying I don't watch anything else she's been in. I watch Different World.
Oh,
She
okay.
haven't.
Do you remember? You ever seen the movies? Angel Has Fallen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
mm, yeah, she was in that last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's three
Yeah.
movies. London
With
Has Fallen.
Gerard Butler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so
Mm-hmm.
good. She looked weird
Mm-hmm.
though. She's had too much surgery or something on her face,
I
but
don't know what
she
she.
was in that
She
one.
had too
That
many
last one.
entanglements with the surgery.
I've never been. I'm gonna honestly say, and I'm not. This is not. What do people call it? Rewriting history. It's not. I've never really been a fan of hers. Just
No
not. I
one
just have never.
has. She's a Z-list actress. I mean, no, I mean.
Yeah, it was just something about her I just didn't ever like. Even when she was on A Different World, which I loved that show, I didn't like her character on there.
Lena, because
Um,
she was a shyster, and she a shyster now, and she apparently is a shyster in real life.
it's
I
just
mean,
her.
you,
Yeah,
but
it was.
I can't.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: I can't put all of this on her.
we're
He's
not putting it
complicit
all
as
on her.
well. No. I'm just saying. I can't put everything on her because he's complicit as well. He don't have to be married to her.
Mm-mm. No, this is what he chose though. Yeah,
This is
so
what
they
you chose.
they
Eat it.
together, and
Eat it.
so they got to ride
And
this out
please stay
together.
together because don't nobody want neither
We
one of
don't
y'all
need
after
four
this.
miserable people. Let these two stay together.
Right. Y'all stay together and
Hmm.
just forever and ever. But
Yeah.
don't make no more movies.
Oh, they're gonna keep doing it. It's just amazing to me that he was not canceled.
And that's
No,
the
seriously,
see,
like this is cancel
I don't
culture.
get it.
This
Yeah,
is
I don't
cancel
get it.
culture, and people get
I don't get it.
canceled for small things. He physically assaulted this man with
Mm-hmm.
witnesses. With
Yeah, but I think people like I think it was Tiffany Haddish or something.
and then
She was
accepted
like,
an
he was
award after that.
protecting his wife. He was protecting his wife. From what?
He wasn't protecting her. He called himself standing up for her, I guess, but not protecting her.
But
And
from
he
what?
got up there right after that and accepted an award, and they were applauding him and stuff. It was a bizarre night. And then he was at a
It was
party
very
later. He went to
bizarre.
the party later on. I mean, Hollywood, this is a polarizing issue. Hollywood has chosen their sides. And that's how
Yep.
I took it watching this special. Like the people
Yep.
who were coming out were showing, but Will Smith, we ride with Chris. And then there are other people who did movies with him and doing other stuff with him, and they still fooling with him and Jada. They've made their choice. And so, yeah, yeah,
It's sad. It's sad,
but the special was good. That comedy
the
special was
special was
funny.
good. And then Marlon Wayans came right behind. Well, actually, I think Marlon's came out first. I don't remember the order.
That's on HBO, right?
HBO Max.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't watched it yet. I know you told
And
me, but I haven't gotten into it yet.
yeah, Marlon came right behind and just showed his ass talking about it too, and it was just awesome. It was funny as hell.
Yeah,
It was
I'll check it.
funny.
I'm gonna try to get into it. I got a lot going on, but I'm gonna try to watch it this weekend. There's so much coming out now because
Good.
um
We need something to talk about, Shouty.
yeah, Power is coming back.
Yes. Power Book
Put a
2.
ring on it is coming back. The Mandalorian is back. First episode was great as usual. Um with Baby Yoda and Mando.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling him that other name. He is Baby Yoda. This is me.
Y'all was so funny talking about is that the alligator that we have in Florida.
Did you see that thing at the beginning of the episode? Well, yeah, you saw it. You watched the episode. That thing looked like alligator to me. I was like, oh, they in Florida. It was an article yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I meant to call you. It was like somebody opened their front door and the alligator attacked them. I'm like, they coming to your house now? Damn. Like I thought they stayed by the water or on the golf course. They all out here like knock knock.
They were delivering Uber Eats.
Up here knocking on your door. Like you ever see that video where the cat gets up on the porch, gets up on the banister and uses the door knocker? I was like, that's the devil. That is the devil.
Yeah. So yeah, Mandalorian comes on every Wednesday, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think it's anything else. I mean, my favorite show is on right now, but I don't think you watch it. Rock the Block. Oh, you know I'm an HGTV junkie. My TV stays on HGTV.
I don't watch HGTV. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So Rock the Block came back on, and I was just like, yes. But I told you about another show that we watch. Well, I watch. I don't even think you watched it. Love Match Atlanta.
Yeah, we watched it because we had Shanta on. We had a guest on to talk about it.
Duh. Ming, who is on Love Match Atlanta, was on the last episode of House Hunters. So yeah, you have to watch that episode.
I'm gonna write that down. Let me see if I can find it. House Hunters.
On HGTV. She chose a home that yeah,
you hadn't finished watching it when I talked to you before, so you finished it now.
I finished it, and yeah, it's what I thought.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the matchmaker that charges $1 million for her to find you someone. Please.
Well, you know, our line sister went from middle class matchmaker to upper echelon matchmaker, so I'm sure her prices are a lot higher now too. I wonder if she'll be millionaire matchmaker soon. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Guess that these low budget folks out here that need love, they shit out of luck.
I know, right?
And you better find love at the library or the church like everybody else. Don't come around here with that with your broke self.
Damn. It's no hope for us. We just gonna continue to watch shows. Girl, I don't have to identify. It is what it is.
It's pretty obvious, huh?
Yeah. It is what it is. Shit.
All right.
But anyway, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I ain't trying to be funny, but
why we do that the same? You're so silly. Yes.
Well, we both got on black. We the ladies in black. but
with Keita and Kim.
With Keita and Kim. Till next time, holla at your player.
Bye.